Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby.
Greetings, moviegoers, and welcome to Halloween Horror Nights 19, ripped from the silver screen. The only thing I need from you is tickets, please. Hey everybody, welcome back to another Just in Time video. In this video we're going to be discussing Halloween Horror Nights 19, ripped from the silver screen. And this year was very eventful for me, and I will go into detail of that. Got a lot of surprises to share with you after we are done discussing this this season for 19. And let's just dive right into it. So Halloween Horror Nights 19 was very, like I said, eventful for me. I only got a chance to experience half of this event, unfortunately. And the reason is, back in the day, I let my ex actually hold my alcoholic blood pouch. Back in the day they used to sell the actual blood pouches that you could buy at the event with the bloody nurse girls. They would sell the blood pouches, and bought one, wanted to try it. She held on to it. She was unfortunately still a minor at the time. I was not. I think that she was like 16 or 17. I think she was 17, and I was 21 or something like that. And asked her to hold it for a little bit to tie my shoe, and one of the undercover cops saw it and asked for our IDs. I passed. She did not. They took us back to a facility where we were questioned about it. Back in the day, they were very, very, very strict on the alcoholic beverage drinks, and fortunately I only got to experience half of this event, but I'm going to try and explain it the best possible that I can. I saw a lot of the hit houses, so I did get to go to most of the main houses of the event. So I did see Wolfman, which we'll get into. I did see Dracula, and there was another one I saw. I'll remember it as we were discussing the event. But unfortunately, we only got to see half of this event. I was very saddened about it, and yeah. But let's go ahead and talk about this event because it's still a part of the lineup, and I'm going to go and discuss down the board of everything you need to know about Ripped from the Silver Screen. So let's get on to it. The icon this year for Halloween Horror Nights 19 Ripped from the Silver Screen was the Usher. 8 haunted houses, 6 scare zones, and 2 live shows. So it says, step inside living cinematic terror at Universal's Halloween Horror Nights in the latest incarnations of Saw and the Wolfman, joined with Chucky to lead a host of terrifying horrors torn from the most demented films of all time. Yeah, so sounds pretty exciting. So let's get into the event. First up house we had Chucky, Friends Till the End. So this was the first house, and here's the picture for this one. Okay, And so the bio for this one is as followed. Ever wonder what happens when good toys go bad? Chucky has been hard at work tinkering with your favorite childhood playing things. Nothing is what it seems as you step inside and experience what it's like to live in Chucky's world. This is no child's play. So, unfortunately, not one of the houses I got to see, but did see a video of it and it looked pretty cool. Can't really tell you much than that, but yeah, that was the first house. Second house was Dracula Legacy of Blood, and I did attend this house. It was a very good house. I think this was actually the last house we did before our incident happened that I told you, unfortunately. But here's the picture for that one. And as you can see, the different wallpapers, they do get very interesting as I explain these houses. I love the wallpapers in this year. So the bio for Dracula Legacy of Blood is: welcome to the castle of Dracula on the night of the calling. Vlad Dracula bids you welcome to be one of the chosen women who has been called a merely a mortal man. Those who have been chosen must decide whether to join the Dark Prince in everlasting life as his brides or reject his offer and suffer for all eternity. The blood must be renewed. The fate of the legacy hangs in the balance. Dracula's Legacy of Blood. And I can tell you that was a good house. I really enjoyed it. It was awesome. That's all I can say. Next house is Frankenstein, Creation of the Damned. Here's the wallpaper first for this one. And the bio for this one is: it has been a fortnight since his creation caused the castle to be engulfed in flames. Dr. Frankenstein now continues his work to perfect the art of resurrection and regeneration surrounded by his creations. The creature has also returned to make the doctor pay for the pain and suffering he has had to endure. The creature will destroy everything in his path to gain redemption, and you are now caught in the middle of the epic battle. Didn't get to see this one, unfortunately, but looks cool, and I did get to see again a video on it, and it looked pretty awesome. So next house, Leave It to Cleaver. Very popular house this year. Let's go ahead and show you the wallpaper for this one first. And the bio reads: Sam meets, cares for, and about the people of Cary, Ohio like they were his own family. Samuel Meats works for the people of Cary, Ohio as a butcher, bringing them the freshest meats possible. With a steady livestock of Trent and town lawmakers with which to serve in staff of volunteers who will preserve their town's deadliest secret by any means necessary. There is truly no end in sight for Samuel and his family business. As Sam always says, meet me at Meats. The Z stands for cannibal. And that is Meats, serving you for over 25 years. But let's go ahead and get into the next house, guys, which is Saw. First, go ahead and take a look at this wallpaper. It's cool. And the bio for this one is: for years you have come to celebrate Halloween and to witness the weakness of others. The only way to gain redemption for this voyeuristic obsession is to truly know what it means to bleed, to feel weak, to experience pain. Jigsaw will give you this experience. Happy Halloween. Let the games begin. Did not get to see this house, unfortunately. But I did get to go to the one that was recent, and we will go into that in further detail when that HHN I discussed that HHN event, but I did go to that one. But let's move on to the next house, Silver Screams, and here is the wallpaper. And the bio for this one is: Julian Browning has been the usher in the Universal Palace since it opened in 1922. Of course, he's been dead since 1940, but he still commands respect for his most beloved films from every patron. But buy a ticket to the Universal Palace and let Julian usher you into a realm where horror on the rip from the silver screen to reveal a world that is truly terrifying. So it sounds like an amazing house. Didn't get to make it to that one, and that's one of the ones I was mainly upset about, that I really wanted to see. Again, watched a video on it on YouTube. Looked awesome, looked amazing. I wish I could have been there in person to experience it, but I guess I'll never know. So, moving on to the next house, which is The Spawning. Here's the wallpaper for that one. And the bio is: something different has moved in among the sewers of Wyandotte County, Ohio. The locals claim that these creatures, these Scolders, are 2 feet tall with the body of a snake. As a volunteer member of the local water district, it is your civic duty to venture into these pipes and restore flow. But beware, the locals are wrong about the Scolders, and the only thing that will be flowing is your blood as it leaves your lifeless body. So sound pretty awesome. I did not get to see that one, so sucks. I'm sorry that I missed most of this event, and I can't tell you how they were. I saw a video again on YouTube, and it looked pretty cool. Yeah, moving on to the last house of this event, which is the Wolfman. And I did get to go to this one, and it was fantastic. Check out this amazing, epic wallpaper. And the bio says: pure animalistic rage. Take a journey through England's countryside and come face to fangs with one of the most terrifying creatures to ever explode from the silver screen. Forget everything you thought you knew and prepare yourself for the sights and sounds of the newest addition to Universal's legacy of horror. Like I said, Wolfman was great. Really enjoyed it. They did a fantastic job. That is all of your houses for Rip from the Silver Screen. Halloween Horror Nights 19 was a pretty good lineup as far as I knew. And now we're going to move on to the scare zones. First scare zone is Apocalypse City of Cannibals. Check out the wallpaper. And that bio reads: a whole civilization of warlike carnivorous humanoids emerges from the sewers and underground tunnels of New York, looking for fresh food. Half humanoid, half beast, and ravenous, these tribal cannibals invade the streets of Manhattan. No one is safe. Did not get to see the scare zone, but it looked pretty cool. Moving on to the next scare zone is Cedric Dufry, and here is the wallpaper for that one. I'm really sorry about that photo, guys. Unfortunately, that was the closest and best possible photo that I could find for that scare zone. But the bio reads this: Inspired by Universal Pictures' upcoming film Seduce Du Freak, the vampire's assistant, which tells the fantasy adventure tale of a boy who unknowingly breaks a 200-year-old truce between two warring factions of vampires. Pulled into a fantastic life of misunderstood sideshow freaks and ghostly creatures of the night, one teen will vanish from the safety of a boring existence and fulfill his destiny in a place drawn from nightmares. So, sounds awesome. Didn't get to go to that one either, or experience that one. Alright, let's get on to the next scare zone, guys, and that is Containment. Check it out, this cool wallpaper. So yeah, that wallpaper, unfortunately, guys, also was very hard to find as well for that scare zone. But it says, for the bio, when an experimental bio-nerve gas is accidentally released into the atmosphere, the streets are filled with a toxic green mist that turns anyone that comes in contact with it into an infected, melted glob of flesh and blood. Alright, so the next scare zone we have, guys, is Horrorwood Die-In. Check out the wallpaper for this one. And the description for this one is, the Hollywood Drive-In has been closed for years, and some say the abandoned grounds are haunted, where late at night the dim flickering images of carnage and chaos, monsters and madmen leave the screen and enter the real world looking for fresh victims to star in their latest horrors. As for the last two that I've said, didn't see it. I think the only one that I pretty much saw for scare zones was the next two that I'm fixing to say. But go ahead and take a look at this wallpaper for this one. This is Lights Camera Hackdom. Check it out. And the description for this one is, Hollywood Boulevard is being used as a location for the filming of the next big horror movie to be released in October 2010, The Chainsaw Drill Team Massacre in 3D. Lights Camera Hackdom. Our director, Miss Meard, noted horror film Offendio is bringing the massacre to life in the blood red terror color. But the actors seem to be taking their direction literally and are hacking through the cast and crew. It's a close encounter of the worst kind. The back lot becomes a hack lot, and the streets run red with blood. Are you ready for your close-up? Sounds interesting, but even when I watched it on the computer, I wasn't feeling that scare zone, to be honest. Alright, and we've come to the last scare zone here for a rip from the silver screen. War of the Living Dead. Take a look. Alright, and basically this one says, on a remote island in the Pacific during the last days of World War II, German military attempted to create the unthinkable and new breed of super soldier made from the reanimated corpses of the dead. American forces quickly seized the island compound, but not before the reanimate agent was released. The island was quarantined and has remained a secret until now. 50 years later, the two opposing dead forces are still locked in the immortal combat with you caught in the crosshairs. So, did go to that scare zone, was amazing, absolutely loved it. Probably my favorite scare zone that year, only because I didn't get to really see much of all of them. So, but that one was by far probably my favorite. And that's it. That's your 6 scare zones for Rip from the Silver Screen, Halloween Horror Nights 19. Let's go ahead and tell you the 2 shows that were there that year. And, of course, the classic, Bill and Ted's Excellent Halloween Adventure. Take a look at the paper. most excellent. And the description for that, as always, is party on, as those two most excellent dudes return to the skewer the biggest names in entertainment and pop culture. So they would talk about everything that basically went on in the year, as always. Now let's take a look at this next wallpaper here for the Rocky Horror Picture Show, a tribute, which was the last remaining show for that year. Take a look. So yeah, nothing too exciting there. As always, the Rocky Horror Picture Show came back for multiple years, just like Bill and Ted. But those were the two shows, and we did it. We did through all the houses, all the scare zones, and all the shows for Halloween Horror Nights 19, ripped from the silver screen. And I hope you enjoyed it. Now let's go ahead and talk about the ticket prices that year and the dates, of course. Ticket prices were, for a single night admission ticket, was $69.99 plus tax. Your frequent fear pass was $69.99 plus tax as well. And the event nights would run from September 25th in 2009 to October 31st. So September 25th to October 31st. And that was pretty much Halloween Horror Nights ripped from the silver screen. Yeah. Now let's go ahead and show you guys the commercial.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat. The popcorn can't be beat. The sparkling drinks are just dandy. The chocolate bars and the candy. So let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Let the game begin. The most horrifying movies have come to life. Universal's Halloween Horror Nights, the nation's premier Halloween event.
Game over.
So that was the commercial for Ripped from the Silver Screen there. And I know the quality wasn't that great, but it was very hard to find an excellent copy for you guys to show you guys that commercial. So, but I did find the Coca-Cola commercial for that year, and that one is in HD. So let me go ahead and show you guys that. It's a little more better picture quality than the first one I showed you. Check it out.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the
Let the game begin. At Universal Studios Halloween Horror Nights, Saw is waiting. Coke Zero makes it possible to save $20. You'll wish it were just a movie.
Game over.
Alright guys, now I hope you guys enjoyed that commercial. As you know, it was a little bit better quality for you. Now I got a special treat for you. This was actually when they were introducing the event on the news on Fox 35. This is the usher basically explaining the event, and I figured I'd throw this in for you guys. Nice little treat for you. Check it out. It's pretty awesome.
Usher, are you ready to go?
Of course I'm ready. How are we, my foxy friends?
I was fine until I heard that creepy voice.
It's good to know your studio is cold. That way, if I ever enter it, I won't start to stink. You see, not to false advertise. Although I might be live right now, I'm surely not so live, if you know what I mean.
Deep thoughts from a creepy guy. Why do you have the gloves on? Are you going to commit a crime?
Oh,
What's going
my.
on?
I'm a bit of a neat freak, and of course years of ticket taking might wear down these babies, but I've still got another season in me. Of course, I hope you've got the bravery in you to face your fears of the most terrifying horror movies to ever jump from the silver screen.
I'm
Let
afraid
me
of nothing,
introduce some of
except for
my
that guy in the black outfit over your shoulder. Who's he?
Oh my, the miner from My Bloody Valentine. He'd love to ask you a question. Of course, you've got Snake Boy from Cirque du Freak, the vampire's assistant, and of course, poor, lonesome victim from Saw. How's the bear trap treating you? Just sob if you can hear me.
Usher,
A lot of
you
action.
officially creeped us out. Thank you.
That's terrific.
Yeah.
You've officially made me feel creepy.
We would like to apologize to all of you out there with your small children right now. Leave them at home if you head out there. Universal Studios, if you want to get scared out of your mind. Thank you.
So as you see, that was actually pretty cool to see and experience when the event was being held on the news and they were introducing the event there. Now here is Michael Roddy going to be explaining the event for you guys. Here's a video clip of that. Please enjoy.
For the first time at Halloween Horror Nights, we've devoted our entire slate, all 8 haunted houses and 6 scare zones, to the biggest, baddest horror movie experiences of all time.
Saw, The Wolfman, Chucky, they're a perfect fit for Halloween Horror Nights. We are a movie studio and people come to expect movie quality sets, effects, lighting, sound, characters, performance, and it's perfect for what our brand is. Halloween Horror Nights will make the movies come to life.
Everything we do is completely authentic and legitimate. So you'll feel like you're inside the actual film. We take the designs from the movies. We take the costume and character prosthetic makeup designs right from the filmmakers, collaborate with the producers, build it all here and bring it to life. So there's not much difference between what you see on the screen and what you live at Halloween Horror Nights.
Alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed that little clip of Michael Roddy explaining the event that year for HHN 19. And now I'm going to show you the actual Icon preview. They also released a trailer this year for the actual Usher himself, and this was his trailer, teaser trailer, as you could say. Hope you love it.
Good evening, moviegoers, and welcome to the Universal Palace. Since her grand opening in October 1922, all of Hollywood's greatest movies have graced her screens. She is a proud and dignified lady, one that demands the proper respect and dignity. She will not be insulted, and rude behavior will not be tolerated. Ever. Buy a ticket to the Universal Palace, and let me usher you into an experience you will never, ever forget. Tickets, please.
Alright, and that was basically the trailer to basically introduce the Usher that year. Very exciting stuff. And now I got one more little surprise for you guys for this HHN video here, and that is the archway. They did the same thing that they did in 2008 yet again, which they decked out the archway when you first went in, and there was an actual movie/video that played on the actual screen, and this was that video. Please enjoy, and then afterwards I'll show you guys the map at the end, but I'll see you back here in just a second. wow, that was so cool. Welcome back, guys. That is pretty much it for this video here for the review and the breakdown of HHN19 ripped from the silver screen. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe with the links down below, and follow me as well.